My name is Larissa. We're going to practice together for about 15 minutes. It's an opportunity to slow down a little bit. And as always, we begin with just being with our body. Eventually, we'll do some working with our mind. We're working with the 8 limbs of yoga for the next several months through the end of the year. We'll go slow with it. But remembering too, these little concepts that we're learning and working with, they're part of the practice, but such a greater part of the practice is just showing up. So at times, if learning some Sanskrit word, if that doesn't feel supportive for you in the moment, you just go right back to your breath. Then also learning things. Sometimes it helps us reattach to the moment as we're just listening. Right? So allowing the guidance as it makes sense, allowing your mind to settle and rest as it makes sense. And just a reminder that there's no right or wrong way to show up for meditation. Just showing up is enough. You're welcome at any point to close your eyes or set your gaze downward. These little guidance points, these little tools that we work with can be helpful just to begin the process of slowing down. The more often we practice, the more familiar we are with it, the easier it is to land. But no matter how many years or decades of practice, there are still mornings where we're just sleepy or our brain is just really busy and agitated. Just showing up and just noticing, how am I feeling this morning? What does it feel like for my feet to contact the floor? Just to notice my breath moving. And just noticing movements of breath, noticing just the presence of your body. So our body anchors us to the present. Just noticing how our mind moves, just like our breath moves. Very often our mind moves in a different way than the breath. The breath is consistent and rhythmic. Mm-hmm. Sometimes thoughts are coming in that are less rhythmic and soothing to us. Just noticing those types of thoughts. Instead of following the story or trying to stop the thought, just notice instead, what does that thought make me feel in my body? Does it clench my jaw? Does it soften it? Can I give myself permission to say, maybe that thought is no longer true? Or just this gentle questioning. Maybe that's not set in stone. Just these little curiosities. And again, instead of trying to stop the thought, we're just noticing, what does that thought do to my body? How does it make me feel? And then where can I tend to myself? Relaxing a little deeper into an easeful moment. Or giving myself my own gentle attention in moments that are a bit more difficult. Just breath by breath. Noticing how I'm feeling moment by moment. Anytime we notice just the sensation of our body, we're right back to the present. Anytime we notice, oh, I'm spiraling in a thought, where is that thought headed? It's a future thought. Let me just come back to the present. We're not trying to push away any anxiety or any small happiness that comes with these thoughts. Just noticing, what does that small happiness feel like in my body? What does that moment of anxiety feel like in my body? We're not trying to fix it, just awareness of it, just sitting with it. That small happiness, that small or deep irritation. It's just breath by breath, making small adjustments. Just like I watch a bird land on a feeder, and it has a good angle for a moment until it grabs the seed, and then it just adjusts its feet, and then it grabs another seed. And then there's an adjustment again, or a preening of a feather. We can do all of those things for ourselves. Just noticing something as small as rubbing your hands on your legs. All of a sudden, you're contacting the present again. We don't have to work hard at pushing away thoughts. It's just this invitation to return to your body. Just this practice, just continuously returning to yourself. There's no right or wrong way to show up. You're just showing up. And sometimes a judgment comes in. Like, I'd feel better if this was like this, if they stopped doing this, if I could only do this. And the mind just starts going. I'm just noticing, what type of feeling does that thought bring me in my body right now? I don't need to fix or change the thought. Just inviting my attention back to the present. And in this way, we're also practicing the very first yama. Yamas and niyamas are the first and second of the 8 limbs of yoga. And the yamas are sometimes called observances. The first 2 are Ahimsa and Satya. It's non-harming or nonviolence, and truthfulness, specifically benevolent truthfulness. And those first 2 yamas really go hand in hand. Or sometimes sharing the truth can feel very difficult. So non-harming or nonviolence doesn't mean that we hold the truth just because it might be hard to hear or hard to share. And we work on these concepts in such a small way with our meditation practice. This little observation of non-harming comes in the way of making that small adjustment in your body when your body shares. It's uncomfortable. You're choosing to question a thought. Maybe that thought isn't the truth fully. Maybe I can unhook from that thought for a moment and just see how it feels in my body. So no longer allowing that thought to cause me harm by clinging to it or trying to push it away. I'm just watching that thought. To the best of my ability, many thoughts get real sticky and grippy quickly. You might need to do a little dance, just like a bird on a bird feeder. Tap, tap, tap of the feet, just rubbing your hands across your legs, taking a deeper breath, just letting the wisdom of your body give you a moment of soothing, and giving your mind a moment of rest. This is a practice of non-harming and truthfulness with yourself. Just breath by breath, seeing how does this thought affect my body in the present moment, rather than trying to come to a solution to the thought itself. Sensation in the body, noticing the breath. Breath by breath. Even noticing a thought, remembering that that's such an important part of the practice. Sometimes we even judge that, I get caught in a thought again. That moment of noticing, that is that moment of choice. It's just choosing. Can I be a little gentle with myself? Can I make that choice? Can I be a little disciplined with myself just to stay? It's always this balance of gentleness and wise effort. And it's just breath by breath. This last couple of moments, noticing your hands, where they rest. And just an invitation to offer yourself some small gratitude. So even just the gratefulness to be able to feel sensation in your fingertips. Maybe you're grateful you made yourself a cup of tea. You're just grateful you woke up today. It doesn't have to be a big feeling of gratitude that washes over you, just to practice that invitation. And as you notice your hands, bringing them into any of your closing habits or practices if you'd like. And we'll end with a few loving kindness phrases. Just offering a well-wishing, loving kindness, one of the supports to practicing non-harming. Repeat the words back if they make sense for you. May I practice being gentle with myself and others today. To the best of my ability, may I be truthful and kind to myself. When action is needed, may I choose to move with ease and peace. And take your time. Whenever you feel complete, open your eyes, find a little movement, As always, thank you, Sangha, for being here, supporting each other.